Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we mail it in for National Bourbon Day. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Katie Joyce, Linda Monica, and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, so we are here on National Bourbon. Happy National Bourbon Day to everybody. Hopefully you're having a good day. It does feel like this holiday in the bourbon community is getting elevated a little bit. People do talk about it now and stuff like that. I mean, when I kind of started doing the bourbon media thing, it wasn't really talked about, and now we're to a point where you see bars doing things, and there's events and stuff like that. There's Bardstown. My God, they're losing their mind. They got a whole bourbon month thing and lots of stuff going on. So yeah. So it's kind of.
I was mentioning it at my Lions Club meeting earlier tonight. We were talking about what holidays we put flags out in town or in businesses. You know, we've got 4th of July, Flag Day, President's Day, and I was like, guys, we're missing National Bourbon Day. Obviously, we need flags.
Right.
It could be a Bourbon Day flag. How come nobody's made one of those? It could even be like a barrel flag. That'd be cool.
Okay, yeah, maybe we have to do a national search for design the National Bourbon Day flag. That would be pretty cool. We'll just take the lead on it and just assume.
It could be a contest, Steve. You could do it from the shop, like have a contest.
Right, have a contest. Yeah.
Flag.
Yeah. So there you go. That would be fun. So yeah. So we're not talking a whole lot about National Bourbon Day today because it's a mailing it in show. We could be talking about anything. We're going to throw it to Katie here and see what she comes up with for us to discuss. What do you got, Katie?
Very important question. I'm sure everyone's already asked this on National Bourbon Day, but just in case they forgot, we're going to bring it up here. How many toddlers do you think you could take in a fight?
Man.
I think this is tricky because toddlers are fucking feral. Like they bite, they scratch, and if they grab onto like a limb, they have like a gorilla grip. Like those little fingers dig in. They're actually terrifying creatures.
Right.
I would.
But that being said,
Hit a toddler because they go down fast.
Yeah, to Lenny's point, I think there's some social decorum where we're kind of like, if a toddler's attacking, and again, they have meltdowns and stuff like that. There's certainly misbehaving ones. There's some social decorum there where you wouldn't really, but in a life or death situation where they're going to send in X amount of toddlers, you're going to just go ahead and give it to them and not worry about it. I think the number's big. I think the number's huge because, to Lenny's point, they're not going to be able to take a punch. Even this is a toddler, so you're talking.
How many can I emotionally handle? 3.
Right.
How many can I physically actually fight if rules of I'm not worried about hurting a child's out of the way?
Yeah.
Now we're talking different.
Yeah.
So this is almost like the man versus gorilla, but it's a normal person versus toddlers.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the same concept, but how many? I would say it's got to be.
Because their balance is bad, your limbs are much longer.
Right.
So if you just keep swinging and kicking, I mean, they're gonna have a hard time getting to you.
They have more energy though. Like they're resilient. You're gonna kick them and they'll cry, but it's gonna get back.
It doesn't feel like they would be good
at run away.
You're right. I don't think they'd be good at fighting. Whereas when Jeff and I were presented this question, it felt like if there was some coordination from the people versus just let's all kill the gorilla and there's no. But the toddlers don't have the ability. They're not going to be talking to one another. They'll be like, hey, we need to all rush or everybody rush in at once, and they don't have that
They don't
reasoning.
know how to unionize yet.
Right.
You could verbally take out half of them. Just be like, your mom doesn't love you.
Yeah.
That's not crying.
And they're
Or
crying.
distract them as well. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's over there.
There's a whole table of juice boxes back there. They'll start running. I think
Marshmallow.
yeah, toddlers are pretty easy. Toddlers are easy.
You could thwart off dozens with Lenny's idea of a bag of marshmallows you just toss behind them.
Right. How could you get them so motivated? Because I would think that they'd be.
And it's not like
yeah. Go ahead, Melly. You go ahead, Lenny.
You call them Mel.
obviously you wouldn't be using a weapon against a horde of toddlers, but like in a previous episode, there was discussion of like a nickel slot machine spitting out all these nickels and then being given like a pillowcase to take them back. If you had a pillowcase full of nickels, there's no toddlers. They're gone. You just like swing it in circles until like,
Right.
they're cleared out. Like they have no chance.
Yeah. I do feel like toddlers would be tough too, because would they keep going? Where if it's the man versus gorilla thing, and we know the rule is it's fight to the death, men are going to keep going. The 100 men are going to keep trying to fight when they know it's the toddlers. You could never convey that to. Once a couple of them are laying on the ground crying, are the other ones going to jump up and be like, "Well, I got this fight"? I don't know. I think they're scared. They're just crying at what they see. So
I still
maybe
think
limited.
I sit here and make this into like a math problem in my brain, right? I'm not a big person. So I'm like, I still think my number would be like 30.
30. Linda is not much bigger than a toddler. There may be some toddlers out there that are Linda's size. Yeah. So the quote unquote big kid would be about probably she's the only person we buy one small shirt and everything that we do, because she's the only person at our store that buys the small. Or maybe for her and her daughter, we might buy two if we're like, Rachel may buy one of these too. We'll get
Yeah,
two.
true story. Yeah.
Right. It is. We never buy more than two. It's like, okay, we have to, the decision has to, Linda buys everything. She's a good customer, great supporter of us. And then we have to decide, was this going to be good enough where Rachel's also going to buy? So then we have to make that decision. Yeah.
Yeah, we got in a fight about this. I know Steve Akeley shirt. And I won. She got the medium.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So about 30 toddlers would be it for Linda. So, yeah.
I am going to have to change my number because I was thinking 4, like 1 per lens.
4.
Fling them off.
4 toddlers can take McNew down. That's probably accurate, actually.
But now that you
The cat just jumped on.
I can take on more toddlers than cats. I can tell you that.
That's for sure.
I got dive bombed.
Right.
God.
Yeah.
Well, is there alcohol in the equation? Because that might.
Yes. Can we get the toddlers drunk?
Maybe. Can we get the
I
toddlers
think
drunk?
if you hand it a sippy cup, it just drinks it. It doesn't care what's in it.
Yeah.
I like how she doesn't say
McNew, as you rework the numbers, what do you think the number of toddlers are?
I mean, I'm going to get tired. I think maybe 100. Just kick off 100
toddlers.
and then I'm done. Like that's just, it's a lot of energy. I don't really want to be doing all that. So maybe 100 and I'm checking out.
Lenny, is there a number, or do you think it's just infinite?
I mean, it depends. Like if it's like a legit, if you add up a huge number and it's a horde, like they're packed in and the circle's contracting on you, and if they were like biting toddlers, like zombie style, that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like when do you call it if they like bite half your nose off or something?
Yeah,
that's a problem.
If it's real world, I guess there's a number. I mean, there's not a number. I don't think. Someone who's willing to fight. If it's not real world, where they're going to be motivated, they're going to continue to fight no matter what.
Yeah.
There's probably a number. But yeah, I think that if
they act like toddlers act.
Right.
Yeah. Then
you get 100. You could get them whipped up. You'd be like, hey, kill this guy, or punch him, or take him down. They do it, but then once they start, some of them get hurt, they would stop.
I would say it would be like a solid 30 minutes of destruction. And then, like, at that point, you got to think you're getting tired. Like, you can only throw so many.
Right.
30 minutes is a long fucking time. Like, if you think of them as little heavy bags, it's a lot. So, you know.
I think most, like, adult to adult fights don't last more than, like, 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, 5 minutes with an adult is a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Katie, you think you could take a bunch of toddlers, or you think there's a number that stands out?
Yeah, I think I could go on for a long time if it's actual toddlers with that function as toddlers do. But if they're zombie toddlers,
right?
I think
it's a problem.
If we get to, I feel like 100 would be like the point where I'm like, oh boy, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
For zombie toddlers that just keep coming.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. On that note, zombie toddlers, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with, let's go to Linda. Linda, what do you got there?
Leopold Brothers 3-chambered rye.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, that was really good.
Anticipation.
Yeah, that was a long time. Sorry, guys.
Bottle?
Yeah. That looks like a new bottle, yeah.
It is a brand new bottle.
So, yeah, Colorado down to Missouri.
Yeah. Where'd she get that at? Oh.
ABV Barrel Shop.
Oh, well, it's been a while since we had that, so you guys had that closed for a while.
We lost it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I found it. Yeah.
We would love to get more. We were on a thing where it's not even really in stock right now, but when it was in stock, we would just keep ordering it, and it would get canceled by the sales rep. But 2 times we got it when she was on vacation. So we've had two times we've had 3-chamber rye in. But yeah, I'm sure she was pissed when she got back and saw we got that. So yeah. All right, Linda set a pretty high standard there. The bar is high, but what do you got there, McNew?
So I have from Dancing Goat in the ABV Barrel Shop, Tommy's Malted Bang Dog. And I loved this one. I kind of abused it when I first brought it home. So
not much left. This could be a last show pour. Okay. It's nice with the level it's at. Not nice enough to take the lead, but it was nice. So Linda has the lead. Katie's next.
I've got just some Blade and Bow. But this is going to be a last show pour.
Okay. That's quite a bit for a last show pour. Okay.
Let's see if it. These 2 glasses hold more.
Yeah. Yeah, not a problem. She got it. No problem. Okay. Last show pour. McNew, did you do a last show pour there?
No, not quite.
Yours was lower. So
that's a lot.
Look at that. Okay. Lenny, you're next. Linda has the lead.
Boxing Bear.
Okay, no, not enough. I've got Lasso Motel Darts, so let's see what I got here. Swine on the set. That was nice. Clean.
It was nice.
Clean. That was nice, but not enough. Linda wins, so.
Way to go, Linda.
Cheers to Linda.
Ding.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're still mailing it in for National Bourbon Day. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
We are going to start over.
Is that how the show starts out?
No!
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are mailing it in for National Bourbon Day.
Yes, we are. Anybody have any National Bourbon Day plans? I don't, because it's on Saturday and I got to work, and so I'll be working, hanging out with people, talking bourbon for sure. But that's it.
I was supposed to be in Nashville, but that's not working out for me, so I'm home.
Oh, I thought you were going to do that event in Nashville that get canceled.
But like my mom's had a lot of shit going on, and I don't want to be 6 hours away from her. So okay. I was like,
fair enough. That makes sense. Sense.
I'll probably just want a bourbon, but I'm still close if she needs me.
Okay.
I just realized that National Bourbon Day is also Flag Day. So I made a joke earlier about needing to put flags out for National Bourbon Day. They are
going to be out. They're going to be out.
I will be up at 6:45 in the morning putting flags out on Main Street.
Okay. You're doing it for National Bourbon Day. Others are doing it for Flag Day. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so nice to do that for Flag Day. And I'll be like, National Bourbon Day.
Right. Yeah. How about you, Linda? Anything going on for National Bourbon Day? That's National Bourbon Day themed, kind of. I mean, you've been doing something, of course.
I'll be at the lake.
Nice.
So I'll do something at the lake. I'll drink bourbon probably.
Okay, so when you're at the lake, do you still like to drink it neat, or I assume cocktails are better? So do you have like a go-to cocktail when you're at the lake?
I've been doing just old fashions. It's hard to find like bourbon places at the lake. It's the rum, that they mainly have. So, but I'll do like an old fashioned.
Okay.
I've been on a kind of bourbon. Well, it's rye, I guess, but like a Negroni is a pretty good summer gin cocktail of sorts. Mm-hmm. I've been on a Vucare kick lately, and I just made one for our tasting room. So it's traditionally, God, I'm gonna fuck it up, but let's see, equal parts rye brandy, Benedictine in a small part, sweet vermouth, and bitters, Angostura, and Peychauds. That was a lot. I just ramble off, but it's a fucking delicious cocktail. Kind of a pain in the ass to make, but worth mixing up or ordering at the bar if the bar knows what they're doing.
Okay, fair enough.
I like it.
Right.
Katie, you said you had something else to talk about in the second half. What do you got here for us?
Yeah, I've got several things. First, I would like to know, what is your favorite weird smell?
Okay. Weird smell. Something that's unusual.
While you all are talking, I'll start talking.
I'm going to go first.
There you go. Go for it.
My dog's paws.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The paws, do they smell like the corn chips? Or
They smell like corn chips, and you like that?
Yeah.
Puppy breath is also a great one.
It is when they're puppies. Oh, it's so nice. I do
to see how much Steve disagrees with every single smell.
I really does.
My dog's head.
I don't like smelling dogs at all. I don't know. If I rest my life without smelling any part of a dog, I'm good. No.
I do like the smell of gasoline. Like I hate going to the gas station and pumping gas, but I do like the way gas smells. It's
especially it's like a cold morning and a car's been running a little bit to warm up, and you get that gasoline smell in the air. Yeah. That's a good one.
I can't think of any unusual things I like the smell of that wouldn't be like,
I sort of like low tide. It's gross.
Okay.
But I like it's a film. I don't know. It reminds me
Like anything that's like the scent of like a scent of home or a scent of child or like a scent of like relaxing time or something like that.
Or to take it to an extreme, like if you walk out onto like a pier that people are fishing on, it's even more foul by every person's standards. But there's something about like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It reminds me of when
Totally.
I was
A pier smell, huh?
Yeah. So I also like the smell of sawdust because my dad was a logger.
awesome.
Come home covered in sawdust.
I love that.
And it almost has a sweet smell, and I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like corn. So I like the smell of sawdust.
Sawdust.
Yeah.
What about cut metal?
No.
I don't have idea what that smells like.
And like a little bit of like cutting oil smell mixed in there from the Mm-hmm.
That smells like blood to me a little bit, though.
That's okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the blood of toddlers.
That would zombie toddlers. That's exactly what it smells like.
Okay. Okay.
Skunks is another one. I think just because it's like living in the country and like on the roads that a little bit like you drive by, not super strong, but a little bit of a skunk smell. That definitely not
I
walking
can kind of
public.
see that, but these days the weed has got me. I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm sick of the skunk smell. Yeah, because it's so
the
prevalent.
authentic. This is actual skunk
Skunk smell.
roadkill, not the someone's choosing to be rude and smoke instead of using a pen or a gummy.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, yes.
Yeah. So I do like that because it's like, oh, it's spring, it's summer. Like you finally feel like the fun season's kicked in.
It's not terrible if you're outside. It's bad when you got like the spring and you got your window open. And we do have skunks that'll be in the neighborhood and be like, oh shit, yeah, that's bad. Yeah,
You
they
guys
take
have
me like
so many armadillos out there. Well, let me qualify that. So many dead armadillos on the side of the road through Missouri.
Yeah, we haven't had them that long. We haven't had them that long.
Yeah,
believe it
they're
or not.
newer.
They are newer. Yeah,
Well, they're
yeah.
dead everywhere. It's crazy.
Well, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's their thing. They die,
a
and they're always on their
They
back.
do.
How do
That's
they-
why they exist. They die.
That's why they exist, to die on the road and land on their back. And if you go to Oklahoma, they usually put a beer bottle on them. So you see a dead. If you're driving around Oklahoma and you see a dead armadillo, it's going to have a little beer bottle that it's holding.
They
So
honored it. It's polite. It's
yeah,
nice.
that's considered the polite thing to do in Oklahoma.
thing.
We don't do that in Missouri yet. We need to start.
No, but what do armadillos do? Do they eat bugs? Like, are they part of the little ecosystem that I'm aware of?
No,
carry
they spread leprosy, and that's
I
about
do
it. That's all they're
not.
good for. Yes, they do. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they spread leprosy. That's their thing. That's their gift to mankind.
This will tell you something about the town I live in. So we have a newspaper, and several years ago they had to publish an article telling people not to eat road-killed armadillo because they carry leprosy.
People are doing that.
That's good leprosy.
So I Googled the purpose of them. And so they pest control, aerating soil, creating habitats for other animals. And then it ends with, they're also important in medical research, particularly for studying leprosy.
Yeah, of course.
So we have one living underneath our deck
Oh God,
yeah.
that's bad.
No animals are allowed to live under any deck I have. Like with as even my dogs are, like if you go under my deck, you die. That's the rules. Like I don't even have a deck of this. I have a patio, something, but like,
Right, in
no,
theory.
not allowed.
I hope he
Yeah.
moved on. We'll have to see.
This has nothing to do with anything other than like weird things I saw in Missouri, particularly in Arnold, Missouri.
Okay.
It's a gas station like right down the road from you, Steve. Like
Yeah.
Sip and Fill or something like that.
Oh, it's Circle K. You're talking about a Circle K with.
So there's a I think close by.
So I went in there and I don't know. I got like a drink, some gas. I used the bathroom. Now I didn't do this in the bathroom, and I'm sorry for the. But you have to own this, Steve. This is your stop. No, stop that.
Oh, that was up somebody's ass. Clearly.
Who does this?
Oh my God.
That's it. Is this what they do in Arnold, Missouri? Like, what the
Yeah, that's a
You
thing
have to
in Arnold,
describe
yes.
this for those listening at home.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not doing it.
Somebody in Arnold, Missouri used the wrong side of the plunger. I'm not sure where they put it.
Oh,
There's shit on the end of the plunger. It's a tall plunger too. It's a tall plunger with
It stopped me in my fucking tracks. I was like,
well,
no.
sure.
And I thought, I got to take a picture. Like, I can't let this be unseen by others. Like,
right, yeah.
I had to see it. Yeah.
I'm showing Darren as soon as I get over to the shop, which I did.
I wouldn't think the best of people, and maybe they like used it correctly and it flung up. That's the best case scenario.
No,
I know somebody sat on that thing.
Somebody, yeah.
Oh God!
1 in a million, Doc. 1 in a million.
This is a thing though, because like I kind of grew up in the middle of nowhere, but now like if I'm in a housing addition, like I hang out with my friend and there's a fox in his neighborhood. Every time I'm drunk and see this fox, I'm like, I'm gonna go get that fox. And he's like, you tripped in the middle of the street the other night trying to get a fucking fox stuff. What are you doing? I'm like, I want the fox. Right. Like I'm not sure. I just want to pet it. He's like, it's going to bite you. And I'm like,
but it's friend shaped. Yeah. So if not friend, why friend shaped?
Back to Katie's point though, there are the bunnies are a problem because there's obviously bunnies. There's a lot of them, but there is a wildlife center that will take them from the West County people because they got money, and they'll always be like, here, could you take this rabbit? Here's $1,000. Make sure it's taken care of. So they take all these goddamn rabbits and shit like that. Yeah, because the people throw a bunch of money. It's a problem for them, but they'll throw a bunch of money at it. You know.
I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I drove a baby bat to the wildlife rescue in Baldwin this morning.
Yeah, there you go.
It was not mine. If I found a bat out here in the country in my house,
this isn't my bat.
No,
honestly,
it was not my bat. But a friend that lives in St. Charles, like off 5th Street, they found this baby bat that couldn't fly yet, and she felt horrible. And she had posted on her Facebook asking if anyone could drive it to the wildlife rescue because she was leaving for a flight this morning. And my trial was continued. So I was like, well, you know what? I've got an extra hour. I'll go ahead. And also, she owns a creamery, so I'm getting free ice cream out of this.
Here's the real reason.
But I felt real dumb. I'm like, I would never, ever do this of like an animal I found on my own property. Right. But I am picking up this shoebox in St. Charles and driving it to the wildlife rescue in Baldwin for a baby bat.
That's not the worst.
Right out the car door and be like, yep, I dropped it off.
Right. So
I'm glad I didn't do that because they end up giving me an email of their like, email this and you can get an update on the animal. And I was like, oh, I'm real glad I didn't do that because now I can tell my friend the actual update.
So that place can fix anything, even like bats they work with. I would think they'd be like,
they were excited about it. Yeah.
Really?
They get bats and turtles and like bunnies and possums. They don't care if they're gonna like.
They had all kind of signs about turtles, and I don't know who's picking up a turtle and taking it in. Like, you just let those guys go. Like,
something they like pin them back together. But
my sister had a cat that had some medical issue, and she took it to the vet, and it was like I think she spent $4,000 on remedying this cat.
No, that's fatal. That's fatal.
I'm talking to a friend so I'm talking to a friend of mine, and I'm telling him, he knows my sister. So I was like, dude, you wouldn't believe it. I'm telling him, he's like, why would you do that? Cats are free.
Right.
I was like, that's exactly right. You're right. Cats are fucking free.
And that's the difference between like animal rights and animal welfare. Like, I will make sure an animal's taken care of. And like, if it's got a terminal thing, I will make sure it's put to sleep in a pain-free way.
Right.
Like, and I have spent stupid money on my animals, but they all have a price tag. Like, there is a number that if their surgery is going to cost more than that number, it's the end of the road. Like, right. And it sucks, but that's the reality of it.
Yeah. You got to set a number. And like, $4,000 is too much for any pet.
Oh, no, I had more than that in my dog's legs. Like, he had 2 ACL surgeries.
I had a dog that did the ACL surgery too.
He ended up living for another like 10 years after that. And
so did mine.
So I'm like,
right?
But I was like, if this happened when he was already 10 years old, I'm not spending money on ACL surgery. It was only because he was like 2. And I was like, okay.
It's like a young
a lot of life left.
Yeah.
Some professional athletes skip ACL surgery and just keep going. Couldn't dogs do that?
I mean,
it's a lot of limping.
Yeah.
For a little while, and then they get used to it.
And that's the difference between my pet, my dog that sleeps in my bed, and a farm dog there.
Right.
I had to be a dog coming into the world. I'd be like, do I want to live with Lenny or Katie? It's 1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
If I was a dog coming in the world, the least likely person here would be. So let's rank them. I would say if I had my choice as a dog coming in the world, Steve would be the last.
Yeah.
Lenny would be second to last.
In this group, maybe
Linda would be third to last. Katie would be second to last, and McNew would be the one that I would go with. Yeah.
Why me? I mean, mine are spoiled. They're like children.
Yeah, they would be spoiled. That's right. I would select you. Then
That's
Katie.
fair.
Then,
I think
then
I have
Linda,
more rules than McNew does. I would make
Right.
you follow some rules, and I feel like McNew would just totally spoil you. So yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah, there's no rules here. I just pay the rent and they do what they want. I don't.
There's no rules. There's no rules. There's no behavior. I want to whiz on the couch. Look at that. He's a bit of a couch whizzer, but it's okay. I like that dog.
Dogs aren't doing
You would
that.
embrace all of it.
Right.
Oh, like
Okay, he's
hanging out in the Suzuki Samurai in the mountains. My dog's
I
very
feel
happy.
like if you're a dog that has any sense of adventure that you're willing to go on, like Lenny's the perfect person for you. Like I feel like my golden retriever would prefer to live with Lenny than me, probably.
It really
'cause
has
he's
to
such
be
a
a
work
dog
dog.
that's like, this looks so fun and I might die and he might let me die, but like the dog's accepted this. It knows. It just knows
Yes.
this is fun.
Yeah.
But my dog, like you came into the world, you're like, I want to sleep on couches and in beds and I want to take up half the bed. You're coming to my house. That's fine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm currently fighting with the new one with our pity. So the golden retriever sleeps in bed because I'm a pushover, but the bed is too crowded. A king size bed with 2 people, 2 cats, and golden retriever is my absolute max
God.
limit. I really would like to have the golden retriever sleep elsewhere, but he wins in willpower. So, but the new puppy, is kennel trained, and because he wasn't housebroken yet, but he's now housebroken, and now he's been like giving me the sad eyes because he's allowed onto the bed in general, but now it's bedtime. I tell him like it's nighttime, and he starts giving me the sad eyes of I don't want to go to the kennel, and I am like struggling with it so much right now.
Oh, he'll be up
trying to
there
convince
soon.
myself to stay.
He'll be on that
strong.
bed soon enough.
Yeah, he'll be in there.
He will be. So, next week you'll find me sleeping in the guest room
Might as
while
well.
the other dogs sleep in the king bed. So,
Yeah.
I don't want the bed if I'm not in the bed. So sometimes like I will fall asleep on my couch because it's comfy. Oakley's little ass just takes himself to bed and I'm like, no, you're supposed to sleep with me. I don't care if it's the couch or the bed, you
I
little
had a greyhound, and he was the best because he whatever time he thought was bedtime, like 9 o'clock. Even if we had people over and stuff like, he'd just go to bed. It'd be like my parents were there. He'd get up at some point. He'd get up and just go into the bedroom and go to bed. Yeah,
That's awesome.
he didn't stay out with company or anything like that. He's like, fuck it, nine's my bedtime. That's
he's
it,
like,
buddy.
I've got a schedule, okay? I've got this worked
Pretty
out.
much what I do.
Yeah.
No, like Oakley's so bad. So like I get up in the morning, like I take him out, I feed him, I take Saint out, I put Saint back up because like Saint's an office dog. He just like wants to live in this room and whatever. I let him do it. So Oakley will eat, and then while I'm in the shower, he prances himself back into bed and tucks himself back in. And I'm like, you little prince, like you just, I'm jealous of your life. You just get to eat and go back to bed. Like,
Yeah.
what a great morning that you have every day.
Yeah. So
My dogs sleep 12 hours and then they wake up around noon and then they eat and then they go out and then they come back in. They sleep some more. They eat, stay up till midnight, sleep till noon the next day. They're old. I'm never going to be able to train dogs to do this again. So I'm like,
Yes, you're in the glory years. Like, just
Yeah.
enjoy it right now.
It knows my work schedule. So like I have a morning call every day and like it usually lasts about an hour. But if it goes over past 10:30, he starts pacing. He will start pacing and then he'll jump up on the desk and put himself into the call. And I'm like, well, Saint says it's time to go. And it's just my team call. It's nothing important. But he's just like jumps in. I'm like, well, it's his potty time because he thinks we're done already. Like he cuts us off because we'll just talk about nonsense all day. So like Saint
Like stare them down. Like, is this really important? Do
Yeah,
you really
no.
need to keep this going?
we interrupt his schedule and he gets pissed.
yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a look at National Bourbon Day. I think these are the discussions most people are having on National Bourbon Day. So
Very important.
not that unusual. So yeah, I think we covered pretty much the stuff people talk about on National Bourbon Day. Katie's already finished hers. So last show pour gone. Oh, might need a second one here. Oh, I got her. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Linda, we're going to start with you.
Linda Modica, Facebook and Instagram.
Katie,
You can find me over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
Lenny,
Find me and the rest of Deer Hammer on social media at Deer Hammer, on the webs, deerhammer.com, and come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
McNew.
On Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see us. The ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnets, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.